Ahoy hoy everybody, welcome to my video diary blog type thing for Collectormania 19. It's 25th of May 2013. I'm actually staying at the hotel at the Milton Keynes Dons Stadium, which is where the event is. So this time I'll be doing the video in instalments as I come back to my room for cups of coffee, etc. Et voila. So far, just met Jenna Louise Coleman. Big queue for her, huge queue, biggest queue I've seen possibly at any event for anyone, surprisingly. It's only really here that they have separate queues for the bigger guests. At London, it's just one queue for pay on the day and one queue for prepaid, so it's difficult to tell who's meeting who, but here it was a separate queue for Jenna and it was huge. It was still massive even after I'd got my autograph. I'd wandered down there about 7:15 and I got ticket number 49. So I had a quick scoot round once I got that one, grabbed all my other virtual queue tickets, and by then they were calling up to number 50 anyway, so I joined the back of the queue. Surprisingly, rather than not personalising, they were only personalising. Somebody didn't want it personalised and was told no, they had to, which is, as far as I'm aware, a first. Not quite sure of the reasoning. I mean, you're paying £35, and while I understand not personalising to get people through quicker, I don't really see, if somebody doesn't want it personalised, if they're paying that much, they should be able to have it. Anyway, Jenna was lovely. Stunning in the flesh. We had a chat. I complimented her on Room at the Top and Dancing on the Edge, which were two of the best things on telly over the last year. She said she hadn't seen Dancing on the Edge yet, and we had a little chat about that, and how she was really looking forward to hearing the music from it because she missed all of that because all her scenes were in the office. And I said she was in for a treat because it really is good. Unsurprisingly, it was no posed photos with Jenna. You could take photos from a queue if you wanted, but I didn't bother because I got a photo shoot with her in a short while. I got 5 autographs from her, her 3 main incarnations as Clara. Plus a promo shot that was all about the mystery of Clara, which those of you who watch Who will understand. Plus an extra shot of her as Souffle Girl, because that's how she was introduced and that's where I fell for her, so to speak. But yeah, really nice. Okay, it's lunchtime. All the guests seem to be on their lunch, so I'll come back to my room for a bite to eat. Since I last spoke, I've had my Jenna photo shoot. Usual photo shoot procedure, not much time, but she was lovely again. And this is the shot. Then I met Ronnie O'Sullivan, snooker world champion. Probably the greatest player, natural player to have ever played the game. He was no photo, so I haven't got a shot of him, but here's what he signed for me. He was nice enough. It was quite a short meeting, but he shook my hand, said hello. Apparently he was desperate for a pee and a fag, so they stopped the queue just after me. So that would probably be why he was a bit distracted. By then it was time for my photo shoot with Gillian Anderson of X-Files fame. Got him there, she was very nice, said hi, how are you, had the shot, and then the instant printing system died. So we're waiting and waiting. They send Gillian away for 5 minutes while they try and fix it, to no avail. So about half a dozen of us had to have our shot done again. Oh dear, what a shame. And we've got to pick them up in about an hour. I just walked past towards the end of the shot and people were coming out with their prints again, so I obviously got it fixed. So unless they've managed to lose the photo, then hopefully, fingers crossed, I should have that shortly. After lunch, it's just time to target all the people who are just here today. I'll see how that goes, maybe pick a couple of people who are here all weekend. We shall see how it goes. Managed to pick up my Gillian Anderson photo, no problem, and very pleased with it, and here it is. After that, I headed round and met Oliver Ford Davies. He's one of these actors who's been in lots and lots and lots of things. He's in the Star Wars prequels, he's had a small role in Game of Thrones, he's done just about everything apart from Doctor Who. It was nice. I chatted to him about drama that he was in years ago that I rewatched recently, The Cloning of Joanna May, Faye Weldon drama, I believe it was. Talking about how it's still relevant nowadays, and he was telling me about part of the plot is there was 3 clones made of Joanna May, so they had to find 3 actresses, all who looked similar and who looked like Patricia Hodge. Unfortunately, one of them broke her leg in a horse riding accident, which is why there was only 2 who actually looked like them, and one who was less like her, shall we say. But yeah, really nice guy. This is what he signed for me. And this is me with him. Then I went round and got Alfie Allen. Acting wise, probably best known for Game of Thrones. Overall, probably best known for being Lily Allen's brother. For some reason, he wasn't doing photos, but I managed to grab one from a queue. He was really nice. I told him I hadn't seen season 3 yet, and he said, "Oh, I won't say anything." And I said, "Oh, good, because I've heard a reputation that you're not good at keeping quiet." Because he leaked news about season 3 too early. I'll leave it at that for other people who haven't seen it. Yeah, so which made him laugh, and he said, "I don't know what you're talking about." He went in his youth to St John's School in Portsmouth, which were the rivals of my school, St Edmunds, but I didn't pick a fight with him. I thought it wouldn't be wise. But yeah, nice guy. That's it for today. There's a couple of maybes that I've decided not to get for various reasons, and everybody who's here tomorrow and on Monday I'm going to leave because it is absolutely manic down there and it's not fun just fighting your way through people time and time again. So hopefully it might be a bit quieter tomorrow. Usually is on a Sunday, but Billie Piper's here, which means another early start to make sure I get to meet her. And I might end up, anybody who's here Monday, leaving them to then, because then they should be nice and quiet, because I don't think Monday's going to be busy at all. But that's it for today, and I'll see you in tomorrow's instalment. Hello. Hello. New t-shirt, new day. Sunday morning, just gone 10:30. First instalment of today's video diaries. Just nipped back to my room for a cup of coffee before my photo shoot with Billie Piper, who was the first person I met today. Queue outside for her wasn't quite as big as Jenna's yesterday, but she has done a couple of conventions, well certainly at least one beforehand. But this is her first proper signing show, I believe. Got an early ticket for her, so scooted round and grabbed all my tickets and then joined the queue. She was strictly no personalisations straight away, which is a bit of a disappointment, but I've got personalised ones from her through the mail, so I'm not overly concerned. Incidentally, as an addendum to yesterday, where Jenna initially was personalisations only, about 2/3 of the way through the day she became no personalisations at all. So that was backfired a bit, but never mind. Anyway, back to Billie. She was lovely. I have met her before after seeing her in a play last year, Reasons to Be Pretty, which I mentioned I'd seen, and she said she was glad I'd enjoyed it. She's got a cold, but she's trooping on, whizzing through. They're already way over 400, what they're calling, so it wouldn't surprise me if she was open queue later in the day. Obviously no photos, although I could have taken one as she was signing, but I've got a photo shoot in about half an hour, so that will suffice for me. These are 4 photos I got signed from her. Next I got Gillian Anderson while she was quiet. Even though she was meant to have a dedicated queue outside this morning, I managed to grab ticket number 16 even after having queued for Billy and then gone round. So I'm guessing that her queue was rather short, if non-existent. Which is surprising because she was very busy yesterday, and although it is a lot quieter down there today, thankfully, I would have thought she would still be fairly popular. But regardless, went up, met her. She was lovely, commenting on the photo. I bought a still from Crimson Petal and the White that she hadn't seen before, and she was impressed by the quality of it, which I can take no credit for. Thank you, bonus print. And I said to her that I was one of the ones who had a problem with the photo shoot yesterday, and she said she was glad it had all got sorted. But yeah, very nice. She's obviously getting used to meeting everybody nowadays. Now she started doing these things regularly. Yeah, can't fault her really. These are the 2 photos I got signed by her. Again, she was no photos, but I had the photo shoot yesterday, so that's fine. Next, I met Anjali Mohindra, who is Rani in the Sarah Jane Adventures, and who I am a big fan of. She was busy, had to queue for her for quite a while, but that's partly because she's also taking her time and chatting to everyone. But when it was my turn, she was very chatty. I said to her I was a big fan of hers and didn't know why she wasn't a bigger star, to which she blushed and said, well, thank you very much. When I said to make it out to Martin, she checked the spelling, it was the normal spelling, which I said yes, and then promptly proceeded to write M-A-R-T-H, realised what she'd done. Thankfully they had another version of the photo that I'd brought with me on the desk, so that wasn't a problem at all, and she did it properly from then on. But we had a little chat. She asked where I'd come from and how long it took me to get here, so I explained I came up on Friday and I'm staying in the hotel here. And she said, oh, you're staying at the Doubletree? I said, yes. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? I stayed in one in America. We were chatting about the hotels and the cookies you get when you get here. Lovely. Can't fault her. Really nice. A little bit in love with her. I've got a photo shoot with her later on today, but I did get a photo with her, and this is me looking rather smug in it. And these are the 3 photos she signed for me. And next I met Jacqueline King, who plays Donna's mum in Doctor Who. Really nice, really chatty, not at all like her character. She won the Doctor Who Celebrity Pointless with Bernard Cribbins a few months ago, and I congratulated her on that, and we had a little chat about that. But she was really nice, really friendly. This photo she signed for me. And this is me with her. That's it so far. I think I'm going to get everybody no problem today. The only person who looks particularly busy down there is Malcolm McDowell, but hopefully he'll clear later. But I've got a decent ticket number for him anyway. So I'll speak again later. Okay, it's lunchtime, so I'm back up in my room having a bite to eat. What have I done since I spoke to you last? First up was my photo shoot with Billy, who was lovely. She was flinging her arm around everyone, really smiley. Happy with the shot, no problems like yesterday. This is it. Next I met Roberta Tovey, who played Susan, the Doctor's granddaughter, in the two Peter Cushing Doctor Who films. Very rare guest. Wasn't sure what to expect of her, but she was really nice, asked how I was I having fun, had a little chat about what was going on around the venue because she couldn't see much, but really warm, really friendly. Pleased to have met her. Happy to pose for a photo with me, and this is it. And this is the photo she signed for me. Next was a true legend, Malcolm McDowell, who's been in hundreds of films. Probably most famous for Clockwork Orange, If, Caligula, Star Trek Generations. He was in Heroes, an excellent film, Oh Lucky Man, which I talked to him about. He said it was his favourite of his films, and he actually came up with the story for it, which I was aware of. Wasn't overly chatty, but pleasant enough. Wondered where I got two shots from him, one from Oh Lucky Man and a more recent shot which I just picked off the internet because it was a recent shot of him, and he wondered where it came from and which film. I didn't have a clue. But yeah, nice man. Posted a photo with him. And these are the two pictures he signed. Then after that I met Dennis Lawson. Again, somebody who's been in lots of things. He's in all the original Star Wars films. He's just done so much over the years, and he's now in New Tricks. I had met him before, last convention he did, but I wanted to meet him again because he's been excellent in New Tricks, which I complimented him on, and we had a little chat about it. Very nice. Had a photo with him. And this is the photo he signed for me. Quick scoot round showed that everybody was having their lunch, so I've come back here, but I've still got quite a few to get after lunch. None of them should be a problem because it's nowhere near as busy as yesterday still. I think most of the people who are here tomorrow I will leave till tomorrow just to make it worth actually staying overnight, because having paid for an overnight stay, there's only two guests I want to meet tomorrow who are just here tomorrow, so it will make the day a bit longer, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, it's 4:10 and I've just finished my last stint for today. After lunch it took a while for everybody to come back, but eventually I joined a queue for Bonnie Langford. Most of you should know who Bonnie is. Obviously the main reason I wanted to get her is for her companion role in Doctor Who as Mel. For those of us who've grown up watching her on telly, she was exactly as you'd expect her to be, warm, chatty, friendly. I know some people think she's a bit annoying, but that was more her character in Just William. In real life she's very chatty, very personable, really nice. Coincidentally, the chap in front of me in the queue, who I'd been chatting with whilst we were waiting, was also called Martin and was also staying in the hotel here. So when she asked him where he'd come from, he said, just the other side of the stadium, which made everybody laugh, and then explained. So when I said to her, I'm also Martin, she said, you're not staying just the other side of the stadium as well? I said, well, actually, I am. And she said, well, where do you come from really? I said, near Portsmouth. She said, I know Cosham, is it there? I said, no, but I have worked there. And explained it was Leon Solent. And she said, near the Isle of Wight. And I said, yeah, I can see it from the end of my road. Anyway, really nice, really chatty, happy pose for a photo. And this photo she signed for me. Next was my photo shoot with the lovely Anjali Mohindra. Usual photo shoot procedure, and this is the shot. And then the last one for today was Geffin Anthony, who was in Game of Thrones. I've decided with Game of Thrones I'm just going to concentrate on the main characters. There's been, even in just the 2 seasons that I've seen so far, there's been so many characters that it's going to be ridiculous trying to get them all. So I'm just going to concentrate on main characters, and since he was a main character, being one of the contenders for the throne, I was happy to meet him. Just in front of me was one of the show organisers who was getting loads of photos signed, 50. So there was quite a wait while he was doing those, and when we were chatting, he was saying he'd been enjoying the show. So once he finished, I obviously said, "Oh, well, he was enjoying the show," which made him laugh. And I said to him, "It's like when you've been naughty at school and you're having to do lines," and that made him laugh as well. But nice guy, yeah. Again, happy to pose for a photo. And this is a photo he signed for me. And that's it for today. There's a couple of maybes that I decided not to get, and as I said earlier, I'll save a few people for tomorrow just to make it more worth my while. I expect the next update I'll either be sat in the car or sat at home. We'll see how it goes. But that's it for now. Okay, it's just gone 10:30 on Monday morning. As you can see, I'm sat in my car just waiting to leave because I've managed to get everybody very quickly today. Could even have done it quicker if I didn't decide to do a few extra laps of the stadium. And they all took a while to start signing. I wandered down, I joined the queue just as the doors were opening at 9 o'clock, and there was only about 100 people in front of me. It is really quiet in there. First up, I met Lou Ferrigno, who was the Incredible Hulk in the TV series. I'd seen him all weekend looking quite quiet and thought he was being a miserable, surly American. But as it turns out, a friend of mine, Sam, informed me that he's very hard of hearing, so that's why he's quiet. And sure enough, when I went up, his crew member who was with him, sorry about the shaky camera work, I'm balancing this on my knee. The crew member who was with him wrote down my name so that he could copy it. But he gave me a nice smile and shook my hand and said thank you, which is fair enough and as much as can be hoped for in the circumstances. This is a photo he signed for me. He had a sign up for no photos or videoing, not quite sure why, but there you go. Next I've got Henry Ian Cusick, who is best known for being in Lost, playing Desmond. He's done lots of other things as well. He's a Scottish actor, but he mainly works in the States. Surprised how quiet he's been all weekend. There was a time when the Lost guests were a huge draw, but I'm guessing the fan base has withered down. Withered? Is that a word? Withered. That's the word I was looking for. Has withered down. And it's just a few of us now collecting. So, yes, anyway, so he was quiet. So I went up to him, said how he was one of my favourite characters in the show, even though when he first appeared I wasn't sure of him, and he asked why, and I said, well, because he was new and we weren't sure who he was, and it was all a big mystery. And I said, but in the end, as I said, he turned out to be one of my favourites, and he was one of the characters who was probably least changed throughout the show, to which he agreed. But yeah, he was a quiet guy, but pleasant enough. Happy to pose for a photo, and this is it. And this is a photo he signed for me. Like most Lost guests, he added Aloha, since it was all shot in Hawaii. Next I met Mary Ellen Trainor. Mary Ellen's been in loads of films, most of the big 80s films. She played the main character's Mikey's mum in The Goonies. She was in Back to the Future 2. She's in all the Lethal Weapon films as the counsellor, psychiatrist type character. Done lots of other stuff as well. She was really nice, really friendly. As soon as I went up, she grasped my hand, said, "Hello, I'm Mary Ellen, who are you?" And I said, "I'm Martin." We had a little chat about the weekend, and she said she'd see me walking around all weekend. And we just chat about how quiet it was compared to the other days, and that's why I'd waited till today to give her something to do, which she thanked me for. Really nice, really friendly, really warm. Well, she wasn't warm, she was freezing cold, but really warm. Again, happy to pose for a photo, was concerned about whether the lighting would be right and everything. But this photo I had with her. And this is a photo she signed for me, and she, as you can see, she's written on it that it was from Lethal Weapon 2. She said, "Just so you know," bless her. But yeah, really nice lady, really friendly. Next, I met Ariana Richards, who's the little girl in Jurassic Park, except she's no longer a little girl, she's now a very beautiful woman. She was having a long chat with her family in front of me, all about the making of the films and what have you, but the kids were really shy, and there was 2 boys and a girl, and the 2 boys refused to get in a photo with her. The girl was very reticent. It was mainly the dad, I presume it was the dad, doing all the talking, but she was, really friendly with them and having a laugh. And when I went up to see her, I said how I'd been looking at her artwork on her website, and she thanked me for taking the time to check it out and asked if I was artistic, to which I said no, unfortunately not, I haven't got that part of the brain. We had a laugh about that. But really nice, really friendly. Again, happy to pose for a photo. And this is a photo she signed for me. Next, I met Sheila Stiefel, or Stiefel, however you want to pronounce it. British actress who's been in loads of things over the years. She was in Doctor Who Daleks Invasion Earth, the Peter Cushing film. Did not only but also with Pete and Dad, did the Frost Report with John Cleese and the 2 Ronnies. Just one of these ladies who sort of grown up knowing who she is, even though when I look at her CV there's not much really that I actually watched, so I'm guessing she was regularly guests on things. But really nice lady. The quality of her shots from the Doctor Who film were very poor, so I went for a nice general headshot of her as she is now. But yeah, she was very pleasant. Invited me round for the other side of the table for the shot, for photo with her, which always makes me feel special, even though it's only a desk. But yeah, went round. The crew member took 2 just for luck. But yeah, very nice, really friendly, glad to have met her. This is the photo she signed for me. And finally I met Rachel Bell, who's again has been in lots of things over the years. She's done a Doctor Who, which the photo she signed for me is from. She was one of the teachers in Grange Hill for 8 or 9 years. She was the leader of the counselling group in the comedy Dear John, with the catchphrase, "Any sexual problems?" Which I said to her was a favourite of ours when we were little. Me and my sister often used to say that to us, to each other. Yeah, again, very friendly, very nice, and happy to post a photo. And this photo she signed for me. And that's it. Just about to head home. Next up will be London at the start of July. And then they seem to be messing about with the end of the year. Originally there was just going to be a Collectormania in October, but now it looks like it's going to be a London in October and a Collectormania in November. So I'm not sure work-wise how I'm going to cope with that. We shall see. But yeah, good weekend. And I'll speak to you in July.